But why would they lie about war? Before you ask this question, perhaps you should try a little something called thinking, and you will realise that there are 1,000 different reasons they lie about war. The main one being to incite this idea of nationalism, to keep you bowing to flags and attach this fake culture to your name that you have to feel like you have to protect when it's in jeopardy, okay? They then start these conflicts between Israel and Palestine and Russia and America and England and Ireland and Australia and New Zealand, and the list just goes on and on and on. So they can cause all this divide and conquer through all this hysteria and chaos that they promote. And nationalism is very powerful. It's an ideology that people don't want to give up. Like, let's say, the non-existent Native American massacres, okay? You might have seen Dave's video regarding the Native Americans, and there was no such thing as Native American massacres. That was all fake history and hoax brought to life through Hollywood movies regarding people like John Wayne. Sitting Bull was a scripted individual named after Moloch, the Sitting Bull, who also didn't exist, but it's where they got the idea from. He married Scarlet Woman, who's also mentioned in the Bible as the whore of Babylon, and the little bighorn idea, which comes from Daniel in that fake prophecy, the little horn coming from the bighorn. So, when you expose this to people, they cling to it, they want to protect it, right? Because they've given their little costume and they're fake heroes who they're proud of, and they don't want to let it go. So they lie about war to incite this nationalism, because it's a form of religion in a way. It's a sense of belonging and cults that they protect, okay? Cultures, all right, which are all contrived. There's no such thing as culture, and there's no such fucking thing as history. Another thing they push through war is the feminism idea. It's all in the propaganda right in front of your face. You see the women doing these ones, and we got to go off to work and be the men, all right, to destroy family values. They bring in all these actors into it, like, and these worldly idols like Muhammad Ali and Elvis Presley, okay? They release movies like The Thin Red Line, Saving Private Ryan, Black Hawk Down, Forrest Gump, American Sniper, and the list goes on and on and on. Just like the lie goes on and on and on. Things like Standing Rock and all these crisis actors, and these ideas just keep on circulating into the future. They will cover it up with oil, okay, through the propaganda and the disinfo. They're over there for the oil, alright, and there's no fucking oil. All these oil industries, alright, it's all a fucking joke. Oil's just a cover up, alright? You've seen it. I think Libya needs some freedom. They've got oil. There's no oil over there. It's all bullshit. And most of it is to do with heroin. Aaron's work's very important on the oil industry because it covers up the war hoax, alright, which is mostly a divide and conquer strategy, as I've explained, and just a bunch of morons who play ping pong and package fucking heroin in boxes. That's all soldiers are. That's why they have the poppy on their fucking emblem, on their fucking shirt, alright? It's all a fucking giant heroin trade. They did the same in Vietnam. Got entertained by Elvis Presley, alright? And went around in fucking bars. Told you about it in fucking Forrest Gump. It's very easy to see that war doesn't exist because there's no enemy. ISIS. The guys who have a Twitter account on their machine, and Algorithm Al Qaeda, are just fictional groups and Hollywood basement productions. So, when you realise that there's no enemy, you have to ask yourself, who are these guys actually fighting? No one, alright? They're just drugged up, docile zombies that go around on these paintball drills and Maybe they let a few firecrackers off in the distance, but I don't even think they'd have to do that. These guys would just have blanks in their guns after these Massachusetts homos berate them and call them ladies and tell them to get on their knees and do push-ups. And sir, yes sir, they're just a bunch of fucking conformist idiots who in their right mind would want to go and sleep in bunk beds with all these boys and get locked up in these concentration camps by your own will. That is fucking insane. To protect your country and the nationalism ideology they put under threat. You're beginning to see how it works now. It's nothing but a Luciferian sun-worshipping cult. That's why the soldiers over here have the rising sun on their hats. And they get up and do these dawn services every year, alright? Worship the fucking sun. And you got people like Prince Philip who's involved with all these fucking stupid medals as well. Just a giant fucking costume. The weapons aren't real. How could war be real when the weapons aren't real? You'll see footage of tanks that's all edited with special effects. They'll put in a flash through a computer and sound effects, alright? When the tank doesn't even fucking fire. It's just fake. They only let off a few machine gun rounds. And the only place you can see a tank fire is in some ranch in South Texas. And it costs thousands and thousands of dollars. And you still don't get to see the tank fire. Only the machine gun fire. And there's no footage of it because you probably can't fucking film it. Or there's no footage online of it, or no one's got any. The only footage is their footage and all these edited cuts, which you will go and see, just like the rocket launch and nonsense, which they don't exist either. And I knew that before I found out they were fake. Years ago, when that Russian jet got shot down, I thought, if they can knock a plane out of the sky, you're telling me they don't even have a scope or something like to tell that it's a fucking passenger jet? It just defies logic and common sense. The soldiers are no different to people like Buzz Lightyear, alright? They belong on Walmart shelves next to Buzz Lightyear figurines with all his useless gadgets and gizmos that did fucking nothing. And what happened when he found out that he was a fraud? He got offended, didn't he? He couldn't accept it because he thought he was a big bad superhero and he was used to getting around and treated with respect and getting his free drinks and people saying he was brave and what a hero he is. And people don't want to let that go, alright? They get their pensions and they're not going to go and tell you that it's fake. Pa never said anything after the war. He had post-traumatic stress disorder. Nah, he was just ashamed. And he didn't have anything to say because he didn't see anything, okay? It's a Luciferian, sun-worshipping cult and a Masonic hoax and comedy which they take the piss out of through shows like Hogan's Heroes and MASH and Dad's Army, involving all these Hollywood fucking actors which they bring into it, okay? It's a worldly stage. Military personnel are merely dumb animals and pawns used for foreign policy. Henry Kissinger, that's what he said, because that's all they fucking are. You gotta ask yourself, who would fucking want to sign up in the fucking military? Turn it over to fucking the History Channel and see non-stop 24/7 Adolf Hitler, non-existent submarines propaganda that just goes on and on and on and on. And for the last 5 years, I've had cable. There's nothing else on, alright? Go watch the war footage. You've got this guy holding a camera, right? There's a cameraman there filming the movie that it is, and they've got these soldiers running into the camera, running for their lives with incoming missile sound effects, and the guy's just standing there filming it with a camera as these guys are running for their lives, and he's holding it still. This cameraman deserves a fucking Medal of Honor or something. And then he goes behind enemy lines and he's filming like both fucking sides like it's some referee in some paintball game or something like that. They bring it to life, bring this movie called War to life through these parades down the street and set up these tanks and fake planes that never even took a bullet or fired a fucking shot and post them up like props at RSL clubs, alright? To justify the idea and bring it into reality. If you go to an RSL club around here, they'll have a minute's silence every day. Sorry to interrupt your evening when your dinner or your lunch or your marriage proposal, but please stand up and visualize trauma and destruction and death and suffering and be grateful for it. Now you can go back to your fucking evening. And people are just getting fucking sick of this bullshit. If Dresden's fake, Pearl Harbor's fake, Hiroshima's fake, of course all the combat's going to be fake as well. And too many of these shill channels won't expose this. Like, they just refuse to, when it's so easy to debunk, okay? It's so fucking easy. People like Crow and stuff like that, you heard him duck about the ISIS bullshit that don't exist. You can't tell me he doesn't know that. And all these other fucking clowns in this truth movement that refuse to put the full truth forth and reveal this hoax called fucking war for what it